Right, here we are with the air skimmer. It was put together, and you can see, let me rotate it so you can see real quick how it's look. All right, come on. All right, so here, the air skimmer, the air scoop is the one that's blue, so you can see that right there. Okay, so we're gonna learn how to put this together real quick. So first I want to look at the top. If I look from the top, you can see the fin is flush with the main body right here. All right, let's get back out. And if I look from the front view, you can see that the air scoop and the front is really flush, right? So that is what we're gonna go ahead and do. We're gonna go to File. We're gonna go to New Assembly. All right. We're gonna go ahead and place, the first thing we're gonna place in here will be the main body. This will be the foundation of your assembly. So we're gonna go ahead and open that. I click and I drop it, and then I still see it on my mouse. So if I click one more time, it's gonna drop another, but I don't want that. So I hit escape and get out. And then because I got two, I'm gonna delete one of them. Here it is. All right, so I got one main body, and if I hold on to it and I'll move it around, it's moving. I don't want that at all. All right, so what we're gonna do is the first part we put in, we need to ground it. So right click, go down, ground it. Now we cannot move it. And on the main body over here on the left, you can see that there's a little pin symbol as well as on the mouse. All right, the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna go in here, then we put in the fin. Open, drop the fin, hit escape. All right, we could drop to get another fin, but many things on the screen will not help. So, all right, I'm gonna glue it together by doing the constraint. Right click, constraint. I'm gonna glue this face of the main body to the inner face of the fin here. All right, and hit apply. That's mate, or like I just said, glue. The next thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead and take a look at it, and you can see it's glue, but then it's all the way bottom here. So it needs to be flush, right? So the main body and the fin need to flush. So what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna zoom in a little bit. I have the edge at the bottom color here, so that's gonna help me. I'm gonna hit flush. This bottom edge, which is yellow, need to flush with this bottom edge, which is magenta. All right, and it's right here. Um, all right, don't freak out if you don't see it. It's just moving around. That's fine. No worries. Just zoom back out and you're gonna see everything. Okay. Now, if I hit escape here real quick, you can see the only option that we can do right now, because it's flush and it's the face are touching, the only thing you can do is click on it. You can glide along the main body, transition along the main body. All right, where you want it to be somewhere right back here. So remember, it's the three units where we have the little tail there. That is where you want that main body to be. All right. So to do that, we have to use the front here to help because it has an edge that we can select. Now, the back of this, for some reason, well, not for some reason, because we cut it and it's 0.01, very hard to see if there's an edge at all. We can zoom in, but we cannot see an edge for us to click on to do any constraint. So we're going to click on this, move it really close to it, to the front, where I can easily select. Go up here, hit constraint, and then we're going to go ahead and do flush. So we want to put these two faces together first. All right. And then because they are now together, we know the whole body is 11 inches, and we want it to be where the 3 inches is. So 3 take away from 11, we got 8. So now I can offset this right here, a unit. Okay, and you can see that it's jumped back there a unit from where it was, right? Now, sometime we need to put in a -8 for the correct directions, right? So if you put in 8, for example, and instead of going back there, it's going forward like this, just do a -8. So that is just playing with the number here. All right, that is done. So we hit apply. And right now, the only thing you can do is pretend that you can move it. But that's it. There's 0 degree of freedom for this right now. It's attached to this. It doesn't move. Okay. All right. The next thing we're going to do, go back to the tree, click on the fin one, drop it. We now have another fin. All right. We're going to do the same thing. Right click, constraint, and I want the inner face of the fin to be glued to the inner face of the air skimmer body. All right. And then hit apply. What I'm going to do next is rotate it so I can see the bottom edge. Okay. Zoom in a little bit, hit escape. Now I want it to be flush. I want be careful to select it and then zoom in to select the edges. All right, don't freak out again. Same thing. All right, you must hit apply. Now, same thing. You can only glide it. Okay, and then because we also need to move it back a unit, we're gonna push it a little bit further out so I can see the edge here. Right click, constraint. I want to constrain this edge here to this right here, and I want it to be flush. All right, so it's flush now, and of course I want to put in 8 units. All right, and you can see I put in 8 to go forward, so I'm going to go ahead and do -8. All right, hit apply right there. Okay, that is what I got right now for the air skimmer. We're going to go ahead and at this point go ahead and place in our air scoop. Click OK, place it right there. It's going to be moved around a little bit. We're going to go right click and then we're going to go to free rotate so we can free rotate it to what we want it to be. And I believe this is the correct setting for the air skimmer. All right. Is that correct? I'm looking at how we will put this together. Yeah, the smaller section is in the front. So now that I have that small section in the front, hit escape. I'm going to go ahead and move it right there. I'm going to go ahead and right click and constraint. What I'm going to constrain is I'm going to constrain this right here, that edge, to this edge. Apply. So I got that, but then I also need to make sure that these things are flush here. So I'm going to hit escape. I'm going to make sure that this come up, and then I'll constrain this front edge of the main body. I'm going to make sure that I select it. And then the front edge of the air scoop, I want to make sure that it's flush. Okay, apply. Okay, I'm going to get out real quick, and then let me see how it looks right now. Is it flush? Yeah, okay, because I don't want it to tilt or anything like that. Let me look at from the right view. That look parallel, so that's good. All right, what we're gonna do now is I'm gonna go back to the bottom of it, and we're gonna go ahead and glue this side to the main body, right? I'm gonna right click, constrain this side, and I'm gonna constrain it to the main body. So usually when you glue it on the inside, right? But because of this, gonna give us some little problem. So you're gonna glue it right here. But for the sake of this assembly, so you can see it, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it to the outside because the thickness to be matched. I want it to be attached. I hope I clicked the correct one. Oh. I did something wrong there. Cancel the operation real quick. All right, so again, I'm gonna go ahead and glue it together, this one. So let me do that for you actually. Why don't I just do that? Then you can see the little problem that you might face. If you remember when you do it on paper, when you glue the air scoop in, it's kind of push the main body out a little bit, and that's because the thickness of the paper pushing it. Okay, so we're gonna do that, and then that should attach to this, right? And if I hit apply, you can see right there is it's gotta have that little paper out a little bit, all right? on this size in, but that size out. But that is the little problem. It should be a little bit shorter. The air scoop should be a little bit shorter than the main body. Otherwise, I want to push out a little bit. Okay, but that is how you assemble your air skimmer. So now if we can just go ahead and look around, this is what it looked like, right? Okay, that is what it looked like. That's what it looked like from the front. All right. All right, that remind me that I need to save it. Okay, so this is how you put together your air skimmer. Enjoy.